Hello and welcome everyone. So we had a bit of a snafu with our previous save. It didn't. So we're going to start a new one. And since we're on a new topic today, we are going to name our individuals as such. Today's topic will be fear. And what I mean by that is that in general, fear is the worst thing. That is the root of everything that we have going on right now. The fear of death, the fear of power, the fear of loss, success, failure, uh, all fears that spur on just the hatred that spills out. If you are a racist, it's because you're afraid of black people. If you are a black person who wants to riot and defund the police, it's because you're afraid of what they will do, disturbing your way of life. You know, regardless if the majority of the population disagrees with you or not, be it racist or defunding the police, you are so afraid that you're going to go out of your way to make sure that they can't exist. All right, so we have 5 dudes here. We have fear of failure, fear of success, loss, power, and fear of death. So we are going to start this. But in general, what I'm going to be talking about today is just in general why I don't have any dudes. Oh, they're still coming in. Okay, they're there. I was like, there are no dudes. All right. Oh, look, I get Kruti. I get catamaran. Fear of catamaran. That's a fear that I can definitely understand. Oh no, you're getting your names changed. What is it? Social training? Yeah. Fear of not Blanca. Fear of Karen. Everybody should fear Karen. Well, that one made that was easily made. Fear of Stank. He was Dank and now he is Stank. Ha! Anyway, uh, hmm. All right, let's find our lovely little home so we don't have to. Oh, look, how very fortuitous is this hole over here. Anyway, so we will build a stick building right here. Dumping zone. Oh, that's the edge of the map. That's kind of annoying. Anyway. Oh, does it go down? Okay, good. Sorry. But what you need to realize about fear is that, in general, it's not what you think it is. It's not. The world is not so bad that you have to actually fear death. It's not that you shouldn't understand it and, preserve your own life. It's just you don't need to fear it. It's either going to happen or it's not. It's not this great and almighty power that you have to constantly be worried about. If you do, you will spend most of your days indoors not participating, not being a productive individual. And that would suck. But in general, one thing people truly fear is that the things that they don't understand. And in all honesty, to be completely honest, that's the main reason for, both racism and the fear of the police. because they wholly fear what they don't understand. Where's the butcher table? There's the butcher table. And let's get a fueled stove going. Here you can clear all. Allow fresh, not rotten. Allow food. And allow manufactured. And weapons. And apparel. And that should be it. Over here, we also want to allow raw resources. Yep. Okay. Oh. This will become our fridge eventually. And go allow all their stuff. So they can eat. What is this? Pulse pistol. Pulse pistol. Pulse pistol. Pulse rifle. What else you got? There. Okay. Oh, pulse carbine. Allow. And then a wooden spear for whoever is truly terrible. Now, the tower actually quite terrible at this whole killing things thing. Like they're actually quite terrible at this. That's what I've noticed anyways. Like their stats in general, like the Kroot are pretty good, but we're going to keep this a purist colony. No Kroot allowed. Because we have fear of the unknown, and we don't truly know the Kroot. They're more like pets that we don't want to talk about. So, that is how I'm going to spin this one. Alright. Let's find out who's the best shooter. Who's the worst shooter? That's a 10 shooter. So you can equip the pulse rifle. That's probably my best shooter. 3, you can equip a pulse pistol. 13, you can take the carbine. You can take the... Oh, hold on. What's yours? Oh, both of these are... Alright, so equip pulse pistol and equip... Oh, no. Reserved for failure. Equip pulse pistol. Okay. They should pick up their guns rather quickly and carry on their way. Oh, yes. The colonists need beds. I understand. We're going to start off by giving them little... Because, you know... Furniture. Give them these little doodads. And boop, da boop, da boop, da boop. How many? 5, 5. Okay. But in general, we need to, as a entire population, stop being so afraid of everything. Because, well, that kind of brings us back to the media thing, which will continue on. You know, fear of CNN, fear of MSNBC. We'll add those in later. There'll be homages to our last event. But what we truly have to be afraid of in this world is ourselves. And it is a disturbing thought, I am aware, but it is the most pertinent one. If you fear yourself, then you won't allow yourself to hurt you. So what I mean by that, truly, is a lot of what's going on is in your mind. It's not real. Your fears are... I mean, some fears are founded. If you are attacked in your home, it is perfectly okay to be afraid of being attacked in your home. That's okay. But it shouldn't consume every bit of your day. And now there are some individuals, I understand, there's a difference between some people have issues with, actual mental issues. And that's a different, bag of worms in and of itself. One I'm not really going to get into. But just be aware that I'm not ignorant to the fact that there are people who have other reasons for being afraid. Oh, they killed the turkey? He killed the turkey. Oh, got to get my research bench up and going. That's going to be in here. Perfect. Furniture. Give you a stool. And you can all just eat outside for the time being. I'll wall that in a little later. Otherwise, they will wall before they do anything else. And I won't have enough resources. No. Furniture. Furniture. Where's furniture? There it is. There you go. And now some security. Now, this is a nice funneling section here. Now, if I was lucky enough to have a straight-on view, this would be great, but I don't. So, we're going to get this. There. Nice little spots for everybody. And for some, what I'm hoping to be some other individuals. Alright, we'll chop down some trees. Now, fear of nature. That's one that is probably a little more ingrained in us than most, because that's almost primordial, if that makes sense. Like, we almost can't help the fact that we are afraid to, of, general critters, the, monsters in the dark, things like that. Now, it's not something that you actually need to be afraid of, but we are. There's lots of people who have issues like that. But all of these, people just need to buck up. And I know that sounds like, oh, well, you're not giving an actual solution. You're right, I'm not. Because not everything works for the same person. What I mean by buck up is find your place. Find your way of being stronger and less fearful. Now, that doesn't mean that everybody who's afraid of clowns needs to go buy guns. That's I can't give you a 100% fix, but I can tell you this, that the media is going to go out of its way to make you afraid of everything. They find it enjoyable at this point, I think, which is what ties into this whole make sure that you're afraid of President Trump and that he is terrible and that you're afraid of the police. Let's continue that narrative because that's helpful. You're afraid of your neighbor. Well, now you have, it's almost conspiratorial. Like now they want you to be afraid of all things that are around you. And then they've got you hooked. Now you want to know what else you need to be afraid of. If that makes sense. That's kind of how it seems to be going. Oh, there isn't. I forgot about this tab earlier on. You don't actually have to wander around and look for things to hunt. You can just click the wild boars and hunt them. The wildlife tab. I don't think I ever really noticed it. We're going to hunt you, and you. No bomb rats, please. And all the hares. Alright. That should keep us on the meat train for a little bit. I'm assuming the Tau are not going to be nearly as amicable as the orcs, because the orcs really don't fear anything. They don't, you know. But then again, they are a fictional character. Fear, to a degree, is self-preservation as well, and I understand that. It doesn't mean just because you're afraid of things that you are a bad person or that, you're doing anything wrong. It is perfectly logical to be afraid of things. It really is. And you really can't stop it to a degree. But what you can do is realize that what you're afraid of may not be something that you need to be afraid of. And again, I know those are big words that, or big talk for something that is a little more complex than that. And I am aware of this. I don't have a good spot for this. Well, you get it front and center for now. We'll mine in and make them happier that way. We'll get rid of this table here and all that fun stuff. But what I want is to immediately stop losing things. So it takes a day-to-day kind of stop, think for you to truly stop yourself from being afraid of things that you don't need to be afraid of. And it's gonna suck, and it takes a lot of hard work. It does. Now, it's not work most people think of on a day-to-day basis, I guess. You don't think about having to, that you've consciously told yourself not to be afraid of this thing. It's just not something you do, because if you are not a person who innately is fearful of things of that nature, then you don't think about it. Do I have nobody scheduled? Where's my mining? I have one dude on mining. Well, guess what? You can all mine, please. Except for, wait, hold on. What is your score? 12. So you don't have to. You don't have to haul either. I don't care if you clean. Yeah, the tower are pretty picky about the cleaning, though. There's a lot of them that can't clean. They're very hoity-toity. You can all hunt. Anyway. Go to my animals. Make sure they're not afraid of anything. I want them to learn how to haul things. That's the most useful thing there is. Tortoise revenge. Jump to location. Make sure my dude doesn't die to a tortoise. Okay. Because he's afraid of tortoise. Tortoise? Turtles? I don't know. Failure. How come you are not doing anything? Because I don't have research selected. Haha. Let's find the orcish Kroot. Alright. The greater good. Now, see, this is something that I, in a way, fear. Because the greater good, that is a statement that is steeped in, oh, this is a good thing. But it's really not. What I mean by that, I'm afraid of words. And I mean that not in the sense that I will run away from it, or that I'm going to stifle somebody's words. What I am afraid of is that my words will be stifled as such because of the greater good. Now, in personally, that just makes me want to do it all the more. You aren't going to make me fear you. Not because there aren't things that, can harm me, because there is. There are lots of things in the world that can hurt me. You know, guns and bullets and things like that. And as a general rule, I try to stay away from those. You know? Oh, I don't have any bill. I was like, why are there no mills being made? Cook simple meals. Do it forever. Oh, I need recreation. Recreation. I will just build this. I'm gonna build it in the mud. Oh, it won't let me build it in the mud pit. But it will let me build it there. Floors? No. Structure. Oh. Can I build a floor over that? Let's find out. Can I build a wooden floor? No, I can't. Okay. So, structures. Build a bridge. I don't want this impeding my walking ability. So we will turn that into a wooden slab. It'll also be where I put my artillery eventually too. So, in due time, if anybody gets to cutting down some trees. Oh, okay. So you can do that, you can do that. Oh, no, you can't. You're supposed to be researching. There. That way you don't get bored, guys. Anyway. What really has to be understood, though, is that you need to look at yourself to truly understand what you need to do. And what I mean by that is, if I'm afraid of being shot, I need to make a conscious effort to not allow myself to be afraid of that. And every day I do this. Every day I have to think to myself, no, there is nobody out here trying to shoot me. There's nobody here trying to kill me. Okay? That is a conscious effort. A lot more people than you think have to make every single day. Every person you see at the VA in some smaller or larger fashion who you know, not the guys who, more than likely not the guys who sat behind the desk and did paperwork in the United States. Now, mind you, they have a very important job in and of themselves, because you don't get over there to shoot things if somebody doesn't fill out the paperwork to send you the bullets. Does that make sense? They have no less of an important job than anybody else. I have all the respect in the world for those people, because that is a mind-numbing job that you do for very little adulation. Because, and this is kind of anecdotal, but if you go to the bar and you're a young dude who sits behind, you know, who does, you know, the clerical work, and, you know, there's a pretty girl at the counter or whatever, and you go, and she's like, oh, you're in the military? Yeah, what do you do? Said lie that you've made up, because you're not going to tell her, oh, I file paperwork all day. She's going to walk away from you in a bar situation. More than likely. She's, you know, she wants the, if you're in a bar and you're looking at that girl, she wants the, you know, the Marine that night. That's all she wants. But that doesn't make your job, just so every one of them know, that doesn't make your job any less important. And understand that there are many of us who understand that you have a very important role. But there are a lot of veterans out there who every day step out of their door and have to think about that. So that is something that I and many others have to deal with every single day. That doesn't mean that's the only thing that you have to do that for. If you are afraid of clowns, just take clowns. That means on a day-to-day basis, you have to, if you're not going to be frozen by this fear, or cause this fear to have you act in other ways, you have to make a conscious decision to understand that the clowns, they aren't truly evil. They aren't a bad thing in and of themselves. Now, people, you know, movies and things like that have made them out to be such. With it and many others, actually. Clowns are long been considered that, but that actually dates back way, way back, because clowns were originally jesters. Jesters insulted kings. So plays would be put into place that would make them be that, be seen as evil and, untrustworthy, things that you don't want to deal with, unmentionables, things of that nature. These Tau are going to starve themselves to death. It's quite irritating. But now, as far as it applies to... Sure, I don't care. Day-to-day life and what's currently going on in our lovely 2020 is people are afraid, truly afraid that some people are truly afraid that Trump is this evil, or that, what is my temperature in there anyway? Indoor 20. Oh, okay, that's weird. Should be less than that. Set to -9. Shouldn't instantly get that hot again. Stupid thing. Is it blocked by something? Blocked by oak tree. Cut plant. Prioritize cutting this oak down, please. Okay. There we go. 10, yeah. And there's another, sorry about that. There's another epidemic striking men in general. That, and it's not saying that there isn't, okay, this is kind of a touchy subject, so let me try to formulate my thoughts as best as possible. The whole Me Too movement, something that I believe started off with a good intention, but people have taken advantage of it. They have gone out of their way to make sure that this movement is now seen as failure. Do it, please. You can construct this. Failure. So, okay. There you go. But so the Me Too movement. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there, trying to get one dude to do something finally. But the Me Too movement has created this, like, guys, they don't want to date people anymore. As a general rule, they don't want to, because if you piss her off, she can go, me too. And it doesn't matter if eventually they're like, yeah, this was false. Your life is ruined. The moment those words come out of her mouth, your life is ruined. Now, that does not mean that we shouldn't take every single one of those seriously. And that is a problem that the people who are abusing it are creating. Because it needs to be addressed. Rape is one of the worst things in the world. You know? And by all means, it should be, prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. However, falsely accusing somebody of that it's not as bad as somebody actually doing the action, but it is truly terrible, because now you've taken the action that is truly terrible, and you've morphed it into this weapon, because you're pissed. That's not okay. No, you don't do that. You the what makes you fear that is, so let's say you got dumped. That is based in fear on your end because you are afraid because you've been dumped so many times. People, oh, it was his fault and blah blah blah. Well, after the third or fourth or fifth or sixth time that you've been dumped, you start thinking, well, maybe it's me. No, I can't be. I'm going to make him pay for it. That way I don't feel bad. That way I am not afraid that I am doing something wrong, that there is a fundamental flaw with me. So I am afraid of that. So I'm going to point the finger at him so that way nobody looks at me as being having the issue. And now this person may have, like, to do this, you already have to have a certain level of mental dysfunction to begin with, in my personal opinion. And unless it is politically motivated, but that's not our topic today. So you go out of your, way to make sure that they don't see your flaws. So you are so deathly afraid that somebody is going to point out that, wait, he dumped you? Why? Oh, because every night you would get up and beat him with a fly swatter for 30 minutes? This is just hypothetical. I mean, unless you beat people with fly swatters for 30 minutes every night, stop it. It's not okay. Unless they really deserve it. If they are fly killers, hit them with fly swatters. But no, my point is that you do this, and for whatever reason, this individual can't stop doing this. And it's a mental deficiency, and blah, blah, blah. They have to do it. They have to beat their spouse with a fly swatter for 30 minutes every single night. It's not personal. It just happens. So, I can trade with that person. Bio. Social 1. Social 1. Social 0. Did I not get a social person? I did not get a social person. Who had social 1? Alright, you're my new trader, I guess. Whatever. Alright. He has... I'm going to buy all his food. And I'll sell you this pointy stick. He calls it a wooden spear, but let's be honest, it's just a pointy stick. Except, there we go. It's not a lot, but it's food. They need to go hunting again. What do I got in wildlife? Wild boars again. A turkey. A hare. A hare. Rat. Squirrel. What else you got? I've learned my lesson. I will not hunt a single ibex is fine. I will not hunt the donkeys. But so you're beating your spouse with this, and you don't want anybody to think badly about you, because it's not your fault. You can't help it, and I understand that. But it's also not okay to then accuse that person of one of the worst crimes ever imaginable. Alright, apparently power is on the fire starting spree. Yes, allow this. I don't know why. Whoa. Hold on. Where are you? Oh. Apparently you got your butt kicked by a bunch of boars. Alright, who's over here? Success. You're gonna get drafted. You're coming over here. Be prepared to fire! Alright. Oh. Hey, loss? Over. Alright, you can now prioritize hauling that. Sorry. Anyway. Lost is gonna go sleep on the ground till he's all betters. Because he got boo-boos from the boars. But you can't expect people... Really? Okay, it's dead. You guys really gotta... Why? Failure? Why are you not doing anything? Failure. Research. Is there something wrong with your research bench? Is there a reason why you don't want to do it? Alright, well, research something, please. You're supposed to be researching. Let's turn it to this. Priority 1, research. Is there something wrong with my workbench? Okay, well, you lit everything on fire. Why is beyond me? Just doing it out there, I really don't care. There, now he's finally researching something. I wonder if there's something broke with that mod. He won't research the greater good stuff. Or if it needs, oh, why aren't you going now? Oh, just no wind. Nah, I lost my train of thought there. But basically, you are so afraid of this perceived threat to your personal being that you go out of your way to make sure that that person, well, your food too, because these guys are going to die if I don't. No, I'm not going to sell that. Buy food all the time. Ridiculous. Stupid Tau. Haven't even finished the defenses. But, so what I'm getting at there is that fear lies in the base part of that. Oh, that's great. Success and death. Well, let's build a double bed for success and death. Oh yeah. Anyway, let's do so death and success. All right, close. Now they're together. Anyway, by being afraid of this perceived thing, in your mind, you have now created a reason to do this to somebody else, and that's not okay. And people doing this action, being this way, have caused other people to have more fears. Oh, that's not good. Somebody hit it, please. Thank you. Yes, allow. It's food. All right. So we had our raid there for a Bombalope. Bombalope. But basically we're force spreading our own fear. By some people being selfish or mentally ill or whatever the case may be, they are causing more fear. And then, so now men fear women constantly accusing them of this terrible crime. So now, so it self-feeds. Then so now every woman is wrong. No woman has ever been raped. Or, so now it gets into this perceived mindset that, oh, well, there's a 90% chance that she's lying. Which is not how it should be. Nor should it be immediately assumed that the man is guilty because he's a man. That, oh, well, every man does that. No, not every man does. I'm sorry, that's not how it is. Nope. So, that is my little rant on fear for the most part. Like, you gotta stop being afraid and perpetuating more fear by allowing others to dictate you. You just gotta stop. Sorry. That's the plain gist of it. If you stop being afraid of what you yourself, like the things in your life, then maybe it'll help somebody else down the road. So I know it sounds kind of like that whole, do unto others as do to yourself, or you would have done to you, whatever that saying is. Extreme break risk. Why? Because you're in pain? Soaking wet. Slept on ground. Darkness. Rebuffed by death. Yeah, I would say so. Serious pain. Recreation. Ugly environment. Malnourished. Well, you're getting the malnourished done. There we go. Now you're no longer a break risk. Okay. But you can't expect others to do it for you either. Alright, Loss has a mental breakdown, is going to vent his anger on your animals. Okay. He killed it. Please don't kill all of them. Loss, hold on a second. Oh, good. And there we go. He killed 2 dogs. I only have 1 left now. Great. Anyway, I'm sure I will have animals who will randomly wander into my camp anyway. Oh no, he killed all 3 dogs. Great. Anyhow. But that's the rant for today, guys. My time is up. And I will see you all again tomorrow. I will come up with a new topic. I don't know what we'll be streaming tonight, but make sure to tune in around 9 o'clock. and we'll have some fun. I was wanting to do either Divinity or Borderlands this evening, so we'll see which we can